guys. I was not ready. Um, so first thing I want y'all to know, I have been making content. I really have. I've been making content. I just haven't uploaded anything lately because I have been um, trying to get my editing software to work. It was working. Um, it stopped. It's causing me like I'm uploading videos and it's like it will just stop, like just almost halfway through. And it already takes a long time for it to upload anyway. And so anyway, that has been my uh that's been my issue. I've literally tried to upload um the last thing that I uploaded, or the last video that I made, like 4 times already. So anyway, I'm really gonna try to work on that today and at least try to get the last one out that I did, because it's almost going on a week now. Like, um, but you guys, um I want to talk about female groomers. I want to talk about female sexual predators. And why? Because they're out there. They're literally out there. Um, this probably won't be a long video, but I just want to put it out there. I mean, I just want to discuss it. Um, I, I mean, we see this man, 3 to 4 times a year, if not more. Like we see it, usually in the form of teachers. Um, One of the things that has been statistically proven is that female teachers are much more often a predator than male teachers are. Now, I don't really know why, but my suspicion is that, of course, the stigma out there for men, uh males being sexual predators, is like it's more likely, like people would assume more so that men would be. Um, but I have to say, in the instance of, when it comes to little boys, and believe me, I am not saying that the males don't mess with little boys, because yeah, that would be another video. But they do. They very, very much so do. But I think male teachers and male staff and stuff like that, I really think they would be more kind of afraid to have that come out, because you know that people would be looking for a male to essay a female more often than a female essaying a male or a young boy. Um, let's start with this movie. Y'all gotta bear with me, for real, because um, I gotta get the name of this movie. There was see if I can find it on here in my history, because I just watched this movie. Um, but we all know the story back in maybe the 90s, I think, of is her Mary Letourneau, if I'm not mistaken, and her student, a sixth grader at this point. Um, y'all, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but she was the teacher. Um, she was the teacher that, here it is. Yeah, she was the teacher though that basically sexually assaulted her sixth grade student. I believe he was 12 or 13 at the time, about 12 years old at the time. And she had a baby by him. She had two babies by him, actually. She was arrested. She was put in prison. I think she had her babies in prison. I think because I saw the documentary a while ago, and then just recently with this here she is, Mary Kay. I think I called her Mary J. Mary Kay Letourneau, and this young man who she ultimately wound up marrying and like living a whole life with this guy. Um, Vili Falau is how I am pronouncing his name. Um, she did die in 2020. She had cancer. She had colon cancer. But yeah, they did that. And, they Netflix now has a movie out about it. It's not okay. The Netflix movie is not saying that it is about them, but the correlation is too amazingly similar that um that's what it's about. They changed it a little bit and changed some of the stuff that happened in it a little bit, but we know what that is. And at the end of the day, that was probably one of the most popular but the Netflix movie, which I won't go into because I'm not gonna do any, you know, I don't want to do no spoiler alert. But it is called May December, and I watched that actually last week. Um, and I have to say, it for me, it's creepy. It's creepy for me to watch that because in some crazy, strange way, it's almost like I'm participating in a way. I don't know, like I'm watching it and it just feels wrong. I know it's wrong. It is wrong. Like it's really crazy for me to watch something like that. But it is an interesting story. I mean, it's years later. That man probably in his 40s by now, if not older. Um, but at the end of the day, we hear this all the time, mostly with female teachers. It's I don't really remember any student teacher stuff going on that has recently been about men. It's usually females, and females, like I said, are statistically the ones who are committing those crimes. And I think it's also because we just as a society don't look at females as predators. We just don't. And one of the really sad things, especially in our community, but one of the really sad things is the way that mostly men will, kind of pump up and it's like bragging rights or whatever if a young teenage boy or even young adolescent, because I'm telling you, I've heard some ages that is completely insane. Um, to be with a full grown woman. It's like some type of badge of honor. And they don't look at the woman as a predator. Like they really don't. It's like, oh, she broke you in and oh, she made you a man and and it would be completely insane for you to say the same stuff about a young girl that a man had molested. But it's our society, you know what I'm saying? It's this misogyny and this just patriarchal type view. It's the way sex is viewed in America. It's the way sex is viewed between males and females. For men, it's a rite of passage. It's like a badge of honor um, for that stuff to happen. But we know that it's not. I am a mother of a son. Got two grand boys now, and at no time would I ever have thought that it would be okay. Like I don't even fight, and I'd be ready as somebody's car to whoop their ass after school if I find out you messing with my kid. Like, for real? That's crazy as hell. But yeah, we don't have the same stigma. We don't have the we don't look at little boys being traumatized. We really don't. Um Man, this would be the appropriate time to really share a story that I had when I was but the thing about it is that I don't really know if it's true, and that's so I guess I'll just say allegedly. I'll go ahead and share it because I already put it out there now. But I don't know how often I've said it on here, but years ago, I did phone work, phone work, and I'm not gonna really get all into it, but it was very lucrative. It was very nice. I'm not gonna even lie. Quit my job, quit my day job to do that full time, and I was good. I was really good. Um, but I did that for a few years. I really did. And like I said, I'm not gonna get into it right here because that's not what I'm talking about. But I remember, sometimes you really get some memorable calls. You really get some memorable people. You hear things that you'll never forget. Um, and there's probably about three, maybe four things that I will never forget. And this was one of them. I remember I had a guy because I'm not bragging, but I had a character, you know what I'm saying? I had a character that I played. And um I mean, I became so good at her that the guys would call and request to talk to me, to her, whatever. And so this particular uh man, I don't know how old he was, but he was reliving things that he said happened in his childhood. Like I say, I don't know. But honestly and truly, let me tell you something about phone work. Honestly and truly, after you get it and you understand the work, so much of it really is just it's about conversation. Like it really is. It's really at the end of the day about keeping them talking. And of course they're running down their credit card as they're talking. So um but you know the men would call and just want to talk. So it's not like, you're scamming them or whatever. I mean, there's many times these guys would call and just want somebody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, not to get too much into that. Let me carry on. This particular man called, and he called twice. That's the reason I'm saying all that because he called twice, and I believe that second time he requested me. Uh, and he told pretty much the same story, and I don't know if it was true, but it felt like it was a memory. It felt like something that could have happened, but you don't know. And I think it was very traumatic, and that's why he wanted to keep talking about it. And who else is gonna listen or talk to you about something like that, except for somebody maybe getting paid for it or who was in the that type of arena. You know what I'm saying? So and I was at that time. Um, but anyway, long story short, this guy would tell me how his sister, he had an older sister, And this is alleged, and this is, this is grown up talk. So, I don't approve my videos for anyone under 18. But, and he would tell me how his sister, I guess he was somewhere, I don't know, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, something like that. And I think his sister was supposed to be getting him ready for school. And of course, she was supposed to be going to school. But he would say how many days she wouldn't go, and she would leave him home. And he said she would literally get like other, I think it was mostly boys in the neighborhood to like mess with him, SA him. And they would humiliate him. Those humi- because that was like a big part of it. I mean, of course, it was the essay stuff, but he talked so much about the humiliation of it. Like he was humiliated. Like they would humiliate him and laugh at him and just do these things to him. And anyway, that's it. That's it. That's it. But uh, I remember that. I remember that, and that was a sister. You know what I'm saying? If we believe uh, Prince, my love, oh my love, Prince, R.I.P. But if we believe Prince, he made that song "Sister Sister," and some say it's true, some say it's not true. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? When traumatic things happen to people, a lot of times they want to talk about it, and especially if you're an artist or something like that, a lot of that stuff come out in people's music. Like y'all know that already. It come out in people's music. So I don't know. I don't know, but I bring that up because it's like it's not the first time that something like that would have happened. I mean, So anyway, we hear about teachers. Talked about Mary Kay Letourneau and the thing that she did, and how we keep hearing every year about more and more of these female predators messing with little boys. So we know that it happens. And another thing is that uh, uh, another thing is that me personally, talking to guys on the phone, back in my day, that's what we did. Y'all already know we talked on the phone. Uh, and so I would talk to guys on the phone, and man, the number of guys, honestly, who you talk about your first time and all that kind of stuff, and the number of these guys that were telling me that they had their virginity taken 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, like, but they were still underage. Oh, it was our neighbor. Or, oh, it was my babysitter, or it was this lady down the street, and and I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I remember one guy telling me this stuff, and I was just like, how did you feel? Like, did that make you feel like, how did it make you feel? And he was just kind of like, it just kind of was what it was. Like, he just did it. And he made it seem like it was one of those things like, oh, well, she was just easy. She was a hoe, whatever. And it just was what it was. But I'm even at that at that, I was younger, I was grown, but I'm still thinking like, but didn't that feel weird? Like, wasn't that, but I mean, I don't know. I guess, like I say, in this time where they treat boys so different, they make boys feel like, man, oh, this grown woman wants you, man, you a punk if you don't. And it's just like it's like such peer pressure for a little boy. So let's continue on. Now we have entertainers. We got all this P Diddy stuff that's going on. Whoo, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. I've never been into P Diddy. Like I like that part wasn't my. It's my generation, but it's not. It wasn't really my generation. Like kind of like after like NWA came out and like after that, like I didn't listen to a lot of rap and stuff like that. Like my rap was probably in the 80s and stuff like that that I listened to and that I love the artists and things like that. Um Heavy D was my boo. That was Heavy D was my boo thing. He was my boo thing. But anyway. But yeah, I mean it was certain ones, but like when that gangster rap started, I think probably like the gang, but I mean I did listen to Too Short though too. But my cousin turned me on to Too Short, so it wasn't really like, you know, I found him on my own. Like they were listening to it, and so that's how I got to know Too Short. But of course, Too Short been out like since forever, you know. But certain people were just like not like they just weren't my thing. So I at the end of the day, I don't know a lot about P. Diddy, whatever, but it's just very, very interesting, you know, the things that there is being alleged about him. Now there's a new lawsuit from this actor Christian Keys. Now he's a guy, of course, and he's talking about another guy. So it's not really, you know, talking about female groomers, but it's just kind of showing. Well, okay, so let me bring this up in. Oh, and it hurts because I love her so much. They've been talking about Mary J. Blige, um, grooming a guy named Danny Boy. I was reading a little bit about. I was looking at that. Matter of fact, today, and I was listening to the guy, and the guy is saying it out of his mouth. Like he literally described the whole thing. You know, how him and her, and it seemed like she was kind of like shy about it or unsure about it. She was doing it and she wanted to do it, but like the whole setup thing was like she didn't just take him and just like completely just start ripping his clothes off. Like she was like working up to it. So I don't know if that was like her first time or if she was just scared or whatever. I know supposedly she was with KC at that time, KC of KC and JoJo, or of uh I know I'm not going blank because I love that group. Jodeci. Uh but yeah, and we, you know, there were rumors that, you know, he was beating her behind, you know, so I don't know. I don't know if that was a link to it or whatever, but dude was just like, you know, they were on the couch. This is Danny Boy talking. They were on the couch or whatever. I think her head was in his lap or whatever. And not that she was doing anything. I think she was just laying there. Just like I said, it seemed like she was nervous or scared. And somebody knocked on the door, and it's like she completely jumped up and ran behind the couch or jumped behind the couch or whatever. And that kind of is making a tad bit of sense only because I'm listening to a lot of these different people talk about these entertainers. Like I was just doing it like recently. And the way that that is described from what I hear people saying about Mary J and her personality, it kind of makes sense that she would be scared and jumpy and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Maybe she thought it was KC. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But anyway, dude was saying it out his mouth. It's alleged coming from me. It is what it is. It's all on the internet. Y'all can go find it. But it is a thing. It is an absolute thing. Then they've been talking about MC Light, who I love too. MC Light, um, like damn, man, that's just crazy. But in her song, Not Too Young for What or something like that. Anyway, she's talking about a 17-year-old boy. And I don't know, you know, you don't know if this stuff is true or if they just making music. You know what I'm saying? But she apparently in this song, it's like she's wanting to and he don't or something, or she was trying to get to him or whatever, and she think he just all that whatever, and he don't want to, or they didn't, I guess. So, and she said she thought it was a challenge or whatever, you know. So, but anyway, that's out there for y'all. Can go find that, listen to that too, you know. But I'm gonna tell y'all this before I cut the video off. Now, I don't know why nobody has ever brought up, and maybe because it's not talking about, like, they're not naming a person, or they're not like bringing up an age or something like that. But and I love this song, Keith Sweat, Right in the Wrong Way. Is that it? Right in the Wrong Way? Yeah, Right in the Wrong Way. He starts out the song, you may be young, but you're ready. You're not a little girl, you're a woman. And I mean, this, even back then, like, well, for a while, it was like, I'm just singing the song because I just like it. I like the song. But after a while, I'm like, damn. I started thinking, like, you may be young, but you're ready. You're not a little girl, you're a woman. And I'm just like, damn, this sounds like some underage predatory stuff. I'm just like, and it sounds like some first time stuff. Cause even in the song, even at the end, I think he was saying something about no more daddy, or what, like I don't know. To me, it was like he became the daddy, and like, you don't need your daddy no more because you're a woman now. Like, but I don't know. I'm just saying that song has always been creepy to me. That song has always been. I'm not gonna say always, because like I say, when it first came out, and everything, it was just kind of just a song that I just liked it. But after a while, and I started listening to it, and I'm listening to the lyrics, and I'm just like, damn, it sounds like some old Predator shit, you know. But once again, that's a guy and a girl, and but uh, it's just really crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on right now in Hollywood, scandals and all of this stuff coming out. So you got MC Light, you got Mary J, this stuff coming out with her, and it's crazy, And one of the things is just like, we don't know these people personally. You know what I'm saying? So, we have our likes and our dislikes, and who we like or whatever. And Mary J, I have to say, she is one. She's one I liked. I used to like MC Light back in the day, you know, but I don't know. I don't know. You got people talking that were in those circles around them and all that stuff. And from what I understand, it was a lot of crazy sex party, drugs, and all kind of stuff going on at these 90s, and still going on, of course, but at these parties and stuff. And a lot of these people were first starting out and beginning and things like that. And I know, that we know about the casting couch. We know about, these producers and these record execs, and, you know, um, all these people who threaten these entertainers, with, with sexual favors. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that, well, if you want this, you got to do, and I'm sure you guys have even heard about how, you know, they have these ritualistic parties and things like that, where they literally, these entertainers or stuff are in these big houses, and you got certain things going on in rooms and stuff like that. And a lot of these people are videotaped and recorded and stuff like that. So it's one of those things, like, if ever y'all don't do what's right, or if ever this ever happens, or anything to ever hold over y'all head, we got this. You know what I'm saying? So that's like some act right. You know what I'm saying? And why wouldn't they? You know what I'm saying? To even try to say that that's a lie. Like, why wouldn't they do something like that? You know what I'm saying? Just have hanging over people's heads. You know. Yeah, Hollywood it's a whole it's a damn cesspool. It's a cesspool, and why not believe of some of that stuff is happening and it's going on? We don't know these people. We don't know them personally. Um, they put out music, movies, and things like that, and we know them from there. But these are actual real people. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I've learned about money and people who have money, a lot of times they use their money for corruption and stuff. They use their money to get things done. You know what I'm saying? Things that the average person wouldn't do. They have access to things that just us as regular people may or may not think about or may not do because they have the money and the means. Like they can go off to some private island. Epstein, you know. They can go off to anywhere and do all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know. I don't know. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really honestly think it's gonna go anywhere or really do anything, especially like the MC Light and stuff. Like she's already established. Like she not like MC Light is not. She not. Far as I know, like she ain't made music in a while. Far as I know, but she's already done and established, and I don't really know if that's going to do anything to her. Mary J, just being honest and keeping it real, is probably, this boy's probably 15, 16 years old at the time. I don't know if it's going to do anything to her and her reputation. I mean, people still love R. Kelly. Our people, many, many women still love R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? They still got his back. And they've had his back from day one. Knowing all of this and the stuff that they're talking about MC, whatever this is with MC Light, and this Danny Boy guy and with Mary J and a 17-year-old or whatever. Like, no, I got that mixed up. MC Light and the 17-year-old and Mary J and the 15, 16-year-old Danny Boy. Um, I don't know if it's really gonna hurt them. Like I really don't. I mean, Mary J is kind of like they already dubbed her the queen of R&B. So like I don't know if it's gonna mess up her brand. Like I really don't know. And then that along with the fact that you got so many women out here that do that, like for real. Like it's bad, it's sad, it should not be done. uh these women need to be sexual predators just like the guys are. Like it's not a beauty, it's not a cool thing, it's not okay when it's a woman. Like it's really not. I mean, man, there's just it's just not good. I'm gonna cut the video off. I think I've said enough. Y'all um let me know what you think about MC Light, Mary J, um, even that song "Right and the Wrong Way." Y'all feel like I do about that song? Like I just think that's some old predatory shit, and ain't nobody ever said anything, for as I know, about that Keith Sweat song. Like that just don't sound right to me. But also, when we go back, you know what I'm saying? When we go back to some of these other 50s, 60s, 70s artists and stuff like that, it's other scandals. Like it's a lot of other stuff that um has gone on with it ain't just Woody, what is his name? Woody Allen. It wasn't just that. Like it's a lot of other stuff with these entertainers. Enough Jim Brown. Was it Jim Brown? I can't remember, but y'all can look all this stuff up. And y'all, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit all notifications so that you know when I upload new videos. Until the next video, I'll see you next time.